In this video, I'll be reviewing the CamelBak Crux 3-liter water bladder. Now, if you would like to pick one of these up, I'll be leaving an affiliate link down in the description, meaning if you click and make a purchase, we'll receive a small commission at no extra charge to you. Okay, let's get into it. I've had this bladder for a couple of years now, and let me say, I am thoroughly impressed with it. It has held up to everything I've thrown at it, from super long hikes to elk hunts. One thing I do really like about this bladder is that it does give you the measurements on the side of it to indicate how much water you have left, and also to know when you're filling it up where you're at. It does mark it in liters as well as ounces on that side, so depending on which one you prefer, you can easily glance over, see how much you got left in the tank. And since we do have the 3-liter model, we can see that is exactly where our CamelBak is going to be maxing out on capacity. From my experience, 3 liters has been sufficient for, I'd say, probably 80% of the hikes I'm doing. However, regardless of the hike, I will bring extra water just to make sure that I do not run out. Okay, so now let's take a look at the lid. Initially, when I was first using this, I didn't quite understand how the lid worked, being that I didn't tighten it all the way that it needed to be. Because in order for this to seal, you need to make sure that that cap is very, very tight. Otherwise, water is going to be leaking out. There were a couple of times when I went on a hike and I realized my back was soaking wet because it was leaking out of where the cap is. And so you have to make sure that it is aligned perfectly with it and then twist it on really tight to make sure that no water comes out. And before each trip I go on, I also just test it to see if any water is leaking, just to ensure that I don't have that happening again. That is one of the biggest downsides I have with this, is just making sure that that lid is super tight. Okay, let's take a look at where the hose attaches. To detach the hose, you simply push this little lever in and it will pop free just like so. Having such an easy way to remove this hose from the bladder itself makes cleaning and drying the CamelBak significantly easier. Okay, so with this hose, the other thing I want to point out is the other end, which is where we will find the mouthpiece. Now, this mouthpiece is really cool as it does have a valve which can stop the flow of water from going through. As you can see, we push up and down on this valve depending if we want to shut the water off or turn it on. Additionally, the mouthpiece can be removed. This also allows for deeper cleaning and for better drying of the product. To remove this, you can simply pull it off. This mouthpiece is really just a little piece of medical grade silicone. It's not rubber, but in order to get water to come out, you will need to bite down and then suck on that mouthpiece in order for water to flow from the CamelBak. We'll go ahead now and reattach the mouthpiece back to the valve. We're simply just going to push it back into place until we get it all the way to the correct fitting. With the mouthpiece now reattached, we'll go ahead and reconnect the hose to the body of the bladder. To reconnect it, it's super simple. We're just going to take the bottom end of it and push it into place until we hear it snap, meaning that it is now locked into the bladder, and we are good to go. Okay, now to give a little demonstration, we will fill the bladder with water to kind of show you how it operates. So we're going to make sure that our valve is set to the off position, so we're not going to be leaking water all over the floor in here. And then we'll go ahead and unscrew the cap of our CamelBak. One thing that I do really like about this CamelBak is that it has one handle where you can fill it easily with only using one hand. That has been a big plus for me, as I've had other CamelBaks where you need both hands to gently kind of balance the bladder so you don't lose all the water. So here we have reached our 3-liter mark, so we're going to go ahead and put our cap back on. As I mentioned before, it is very important that you make sure that the lid is tightened so that no water will escape. As you can see here, I made sure that it is nice and tight. Once we have that set, our bladder is now full of water, and we're kind of testing to see if there are any leaks, kind of pushing up water near the edges of the seams, and we're good. So then, looking at the mouthpiece and that valve, we're going to switch it to the on position to give you a little demonstration. Now we're going to be pinching the end of the mouthpiece to kind of simulate our teeth biting it, and you can see water is flowing through it. Now it's kind of spraying out because I am holding the bladder at an elevated level, so gravity is doing the work there. Usually you would need to suck the water from the straw in order to get it to come out. And then here you see we have it, the valve closed position, and nothing's going to be coming out except for a little bit that was in the mouthpiece. And switch it back, and it's super simple going back and forth between these two options. So here with our full water bladder, one other thing I want to point out are these little hooks on the top of it. Now, some backpacking backpacks or hunting backpacks will have a little strap or attachment in which a water bladder can hang from. It's really, really handy because this bladder, I was able to just hook it right onto my backpack and it was out of the way and I wouldn't have to worry about it hitting or getting mixed up with some of my other gear. So I laid a towel down because I'm going to show you my process for drying this CamelBak. I went ahead, emptied it, I just drained out the entire bladder. First thing I'm going to do is remove the hose. And as you can see, a little water did come out there, and then after the hose has been removed from the body of the bladder, I'm going to go ahead and take the mouthpiece off. However, I want to make sure that the tube is switched into the on position so that water can flow through it, so that nothing's going to get caught up in there and potentially grow into something nasty. So simply remove that mouthpiece, and then I will go ahead, try and drain out as much of the water that I can from that tube, and then we'll go ahead and set it off to the side. Now going to the CamelBak, first thing I'm going to do is kind of shake off the water from that I spilt on there, and then we will unscrew the lid to allow airflow into the CamelBak. I have had a CamelBak where I forgot to do this and it did start growing really nasty mold, and it was a really bad situation. So it is super critical that you ensure after every use the CamelBak gets dried thoroughly. And also, I would recommend looking at the manufacturer instructions for cleaning it as well. To dry mine, I like to hang it on a clothes hanger. I will hang the bag like this in the open position, and then I will kind of push it open to make sure airflow can get in there. I'll also take the tube and I will go through the hanger with it to make sure that any of the excess water that's still inside can drain properly. I will then take this whole hanger with the CamelBak and tube and hang it usually from a door frame or something until that I can see that it has been dried completely. And there you have it. If you found this video helpful, it would mean a lot if you could hit that like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.